Hello children, welcome to your computer class. So today we are going to start with our first chapter, that is chapter 1, Evolution of Computers. Children, what is meant by the term evolution? Evolution means nothing. It is a gradual development of anything over a period of time. During a course time, if anything is undergoing any change, that too a good change, that is what we call as development. If that is happening, we call it as evolution. Do you remember the telephones from years ago? They were big, heavy and difficult to use, right? Over the years, better technology was developed and we saw wireless phones, mobile phones, and nowadays we even see smartphones that let you even talk face to face, right? So this change has happened. This is an evolution. This is an evolution from telephone to smartphone. A change happened, a development happened. So this is an example of evolution. In the same way, computers also have evolved in their function as well as their looks over a course of time. Computers today, like the ones you use at home or see at home, school, are very small in size, light in weight, fast and easy to use, right? But this wasn't the case years ago. It was huge in size, slow and was difficult to use. You can see the pictures only. You find it difficult to understand how it works, right? So this was the case years ago. The computers were originally invented for high speed calculation. The word compute means to do calculations only. That is to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, find out percentage. For all those functions only, first computers were invented. But that isn't the case now, right? Do we do only calculations? No. We do so many things. We do so many functions in computers, right? So right now we can define computer as a machine which generates information from data. Information means we get output from data, from input. So computer is now defined as a machine which generates information from data. The development of computer actually started with mechanical devices. Now you see computers which uses electricity to work, but that wasn't the case years ago. Once it was invented, that wasn't the case. People were working out. They were using their manual energy to work out the computer. Like you work out in cycle, the way you make the cycle work, same way only you have to make a computer work. Then slowly they were improved to electromechanical devices like fan. If you pass electricity, it will work. So it was improved to that stage. Then now electronic computers came into existence. Electronic computers means it will take the electricity and it deals with data. It deals with data means it will deal with words, pictures, videos, etc. Okay, so first it was a mechanical device, then changed to electromechanical device. Electromechanical device means which takes the electricity and do the calculation works done. Okay, then it changed to electronic device which handles so much of data like words, pictures, videos, all those things. So this is how computer started and now it is working on. So let us learn about some computers that are involved in the evolution of computers. Okay. So the first device which we are going to learn is abacus. You can see the picture here. You use it in school. You are very much familiar to this device. So this device was developed by China in the year 3000 BC. So this was the first device which was meant for calculation. It was a mechanical device. That is, you have to operate it, then only you will get the result. It was first mechanical device which was used for calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. It is made up of wooden frames with rods, each having beads. You know it well. It has got rods which has beads. The frame is divided into two parts, that is heaven and earth. That also you know. The device which you carry has that two parts, that is heaven and earth. So this is all about abacus. Abacus was the first calculating machine, that is computer, invented. Next device we are going to discuss is Napier's bond. So this is a picture of Napier's bond. Napier's bond is developed by John Napier in the year 1670. So it was developed by John Napier, and that's why it has got name John. It has got the name Napier's bond. It consists of rectangular strips of rods made from bones and ivory. You can see rectangular strips. These are the rectangular strips. And it is made of bones and ivory. That's why it has got the name Napier's bond. Bones and ivory of animals. From that only this device is made. The rods had numbers written on it. You can see it, right? Numbers written on the rods. On the rectangular rods, you can see 1, 2, 3 and all. It is written. The basic function of this machine is to perform multiplication with repeated addition and division with repeated subtraction. So the basic function of this machine is to perform multiplication. It will do multiplication and division. How does it do? It will do repeated addition and repeated subtraction. So this is all about Napier's bond. Next device is Pascaline. So this is how a Pascaline looks like. It was developed by Blaise Pascal in the year 1642 and hence it has got the name Pascaline. It looked like a rectangular box using gears, wheels and dials. You can see here it is like a rectangular box and it has got wheels and gears in it. So this is how a Pascaline looks like. Numbers were displayed by rotating the wheels to perform only addition and subtraction. This device performs only addition and subtraction and the numbers are written on this wheel. You can see if you closely look into the wheels, you can see the picture, you can see the numbers written in it. So this is how a Pascaline works. And it does only addition and subtraction, no multiplication and division. It is also known as adding machine. This has got one more name, that is adding machine. Next machine is difference engine. So this is a picture of difference engine. It was developed by Charles Babbage in the year 1822. It was renowned as the first computer ever developed. So that's why we say that computer was developed by Charles Babbage. So this machine, this particular machine you can see over here, that is developed by Charles Babbage in the year 1822. It was the earliest automatic calculator which performs mathematical operations automatically. The primary function of this machine is to calculate. As I mentioned before, computer is a calculating machine in earlier days and this system was an automatic calculator. That means you know how do you use abacus. You only have to do the calculations, right? The machine, the abacus machine or the device will not give you the result if you give the input. But that is not the case in automatic calculator, that is difference engine. You have to just give the numbers, it will calculate and give the answer. You need not do anything. So that is called as automatic calculator and difference engine was the earliest automatic calculator which was ever developed. The steam provides the power to make it work. How does it work? It has got a steam. That steam only will give the power to make this machine work. So this is all about difference engine. Analytical engine. So this is the picture of analytical engine. Analytical engine has got the similarity of difference engine. You can see from the picture only it looks similar. It was developed by Charles Babbage in the year 1837. That's why it looks similar. So it was developed by Charles Babbage in the year 1837. It was general purpose, fully program controlled automatic digital computer, which means it had more functions. General purpose means it had got more purpose, more more functions other compared to the previous devices which was developed, and it was program controlled. The computers which we use nowadays as program controlled computers. So this was the program controlled computers which was ever built, first built. Okay. And automatic digital computer. Automatic means it works by its own, and digital computer means it uses the signals, digital signals to work. So what is this digital signals and all, you will learn only in higher classes. So what has to be understood from this is it was general purpose, fully program controlled automatic digital computer which was built. Okay. So this was the computer which formed the basis of the computers which we use nowadays. Nowadays we use computers which are program driven. Okay, so this was the basis. It was developed in 1837. It had 5 units, that is input, output, storage, that is CPU, and control. So these 5 units, it comprised of these 5 units as we use nowadays. We use nowadays computers, right? In that computers also we have input, output, storage, and control units. The same way this computer also had these 5 units. That's why we call it as the basis of modern computer is analytical engine. Analytical engine formed the basis of the modern computers which we use nowadays. I hope you are clear with analytical engine. Next is tabulating machine. This is a picture of tabulating machine. It was developed by Dr. Hermann Hollerith in the year 1890s. It was the first electronic machine. So what is electronic machine? We use computers, TVs and all, right? Those are electronic machine. So same way, that are the examples of electronic machine. I am not explaining what is electronics because it is, you will not understand. So that's why I am not telling what is electronic, but the devices which we use nowadays like TV, computer, mobile phone, all those are electronic machines. So same way, the first electronic machine developed was tabulating machine by Hermann Hollerith in the year 1890s. It was capable of reading data, processing it and giving output the same way we do now. Okay, in computers, if you give data, if you are asking the computer to add 1 plus 1, it will give the output as 2, right? So it reads the data, processes it and give output. The same way, this machine was capable of doing that. If you give the input, it will process the data, any kind of data, not only numbers. Okay, that it will process it and give the output. It uses punch card to give input, record and store information. It used a card called punch card. I'll show you punch card. We'll describe about punch card later. So, but still it is a punch card which give input, record and store information. For ATM machine you use debit card, right? Debit card. You have to put the debit card in. It reads that as input and give you the money. Same way, it used another kind of card which is named as punch card. So this is how it took the input record and stored the information. So this is all about tabulating machine. I hope you're clear with tabulating machine. It was the first electronic machine. It was capable of reading data, processing it and giving output, and it used a special kind of card which is known as punch card to give input record and store information. Next one is Mark I computer. The picture is here. This is how a Mark I computer looked like. It was developed by Howard H. Aiken in the year 1944. So this was developed in the year 1944. This has got so much of speciality because it also formed the basis of modern computing. It was the first fully automatic digital computer which took digital signals and worked automatically. So this was the computer which worked automatically taking the digital signals. Okay, what is digital signals and all you will learn in higher classes. So this was the first automatical digital computer. This is what you have to know now. Okay. It marked the beginning of the era of modern computing. So as I told now, it was the basis of modern computing. The modern computers which we use nowadays had the origin from Mark I. Okay. It is also known as automatic sequence controlled calculator. It had got one more name, that is automatic sequence controlled calculator. So this is all about Mark I. It was developed by Howard H. Aiken in the year 1944. It was first fully automatic digital computer. It marked the beginning of the era of modern computing. As I told now, it was the origin of modern computing, and it has got one more name, that is automatic sequence controlled calculator. So next we have ENIAC, that is electronic numeric integrator and calculator. This is a picture of ENIAC. It was developed by John Moseley J. Presper Eckert in the year 1946. It was 1,000 times faster than Mark I. I explained to you Mark I, right? So this system is 1,000 times faster than Mark I. It consisted of 18,000 vacuum tubes. So this kind of system had vacuum tubes in it. What is vacuum tube? I'll describe it later. Vacuum tubes are the tubes which are used to conduct electricity, to pass electricity. So this device consists of 18,000 vacuum tubes in it to conduct the electricity. So this is all about ENIAC. It was developed by John Moseley J. Presper Eckert in the year 1946. It was 1,000 times faster than Mark I. It consisted of 18,000 vacuum tubes. Next one is EDSAC, that is Electronic Delay Storage Automatic Calculator. So this is the picture of EDSAC. It was developed by Morris Wilks in the year 1949. It was the first electronic computer that used stored programs, which means it was the electronic computer. The computers which we use now as electronic computer, I mentioned that it uses a transistor and all that you will not understand. So that's why I'm not explaining too much. The computers which we use nowadays is electronic computer. So this was the first electronic computer which used stored program, that is programs are stored into it, as the programs like word program, paint programs are stored into our computer, right? Then we use it the same way. This computer used the stored programs. It is faster than ENIAC. This computer was faster than ENIAC. So this is all about EDSAC. So the next computer we are going to discuss is UNIVAC 1, that is Universal Automatic Computer. We'll see the picture here. This is the picture of Universal Automatic Computer. It was developed by John Moseley J. Presper Eckert in the year 1951. So this was a commercially available electronic computer. This was the first commercially available. Commercially available means it was sold out for a large scale. On a large scale it was sold out. So many people can buy it. Okay, the production was of that range. So this was the first commercially available electronic computer, and this computer was the first computer to handle both numeric and text data, which means you can add data as numbers as well as text. Text means alphabets. So this is all about Universal Automatic Computer. So till now we were discussing about UNIVAC 1, which was developed in the year 1950s. So this picture represents how the computers evolved or undergone through change after 1950s and 60s. So in this picture you can see during 1960s the computer were of this size and this type. Then during 1970s we had computers of this kind. Okay, then in 1980s the computers became little more compact in size and technology also developed. So came the tabletop computers, which was being used during the year 1980s, during those years. And in 1990s we had desktop computers, which was much more easier to handle compared to tabletop. Then in 2000 came LCD monitors, which was easy to handle, which was easy to port from one place to another. So we had a desktop computer which was little more compact in size and light in weight. And in 2010s we had computer which comprised of CPU included in the monitor itself. Okay, the processing unit was included in the monitor itself, so it was more easy to port and handle. Then in 2015 we had a tablets, a smartphone and all, which comprised of all the units, input and output units in navigation, everything in a single system. It did not have so many units in it. Everything was comprised into a single system. So after 2015, you know, the computers which we use, smartphone, tablets and all, how it works. So this is how the computers evolved since 3000 BC till now. Okay, I hope you're clear how the computers evolved from time to time, how the computer went through gradual change or development from time to time over period of time. So here you have few interesting facts about computer and the technology. So first I am introducing to you is punch card. So this is a picture of punch card. It is punch cards are the paper or wooden cards containing several holes punched by hands or machines to represent data. So you can see here it is a card made up of wood, either wood or paper. It contains several holes. You can see here holes. Okay, so these are the holes which represents the data. You have credit card, debit card, ATM card and all, right? Not you people, your parents might have. So it also represents data only, right? When you insert the ATM card into an ATM machine, you get money. So same way, these cards were used by tabulating machine as data. Understood, children? So this is all about punch cards. And next we have vacuum tubes. Okay, vacuum tube is a glass tube from which all the air has been removed. It is an electronic component that allows the free passage of electric current. So vacuum tubes are small glass tube. You can see in this picture only. It is a glass tube. There won't be air inside that glass tube. Okay. and this vacuum tubes are used to pass electric current. Okay, so vacuum tubes are used to pass electric current. Why do we call it vacuum tubes? Vacuum means no air. Okay, so this doesn't contain air. The glass tube doesn't contain air. Do you remember this term vacuum tubes? I was discussing the same when I was teaching you ENIAC computers. 18,000 vacuum tubes were there inside the ENIAC computers. I hope you remember that. So this is what a vacuum tube looks like, and the functioning of the same is to conduct electricity. So we have come to the end of the session, children. I hope you all are clear with the topics discussed so far. I want you to go through the video more than twice to get a clear idea about the evolution of computers and the types of computers which did undergo the process of evolution. So that's all. Please do go through it more than twice. So that's all. Thank you.